You're interested in going to university in Spain, but you do IB. How does it work? It gets really freaking complicated, so let's break it down. In Spain, to enter uni, we do a system of 14 points. The first 10 points, you can convert from IB directly. Super easy, okay? So basically, if you have a 7 in IB, you have a 10 in the Spanish system. If you have a 6, it's a 9. If you have a 5, it's an 8. That's a really good conversion, okay? Actually, getting a 5 in IB is so much easier than getting an 8 in the Spanish system, so you're golden. You have an advantage over all of the Spanish students. So that's your 10 points. You basically take all your IB grades, the 6 subjects, you convert them to the system, and then you do the average. Those are your 10 points. What about the other 4 points? The other 4 points are reserved for specialized subjects, and these depend on which uni degree you're going to do. So for example, if you're going to go into biological sciences, then things like bio and chemistry are the ones you have to do for that. If you're going to go into econ or history, then you have to do things like history or econ. But here's where it gets complicated, because IB subjects not always work for these 4 points. So for example, if you're going to apply for biology at uni, you can use your bio and chemistry grades from IB to get these 4 points. So that will work. But for example, if you're going to apply to history, you can't use IB history, because in Spain we do Spanish history. Now, if you're lucky enough that you're going to do a degree where your IB grades convert, amazing. But what happens if you want to do a degree when none of your IB courses work? Basically, you're not going to have those 4 points. In some cases, that might be fine, because for some degrees, you actually don't need that many points to get in. Some are like an 8, a 9. With the first 10, you can get there. But some degrees, actually, you need really, really high grades. And you probably won't be able to get that if you don't have courses that convert for those 4 points. In which case, I would recommend either going to a private university or applying to another country, because otherwise it's just not going to work.